Hello everyone and welcome to Bantu Heritage. My name is Matema Dumbo, the man behind Bantu Heritage. Please subscribe to the channel, like, share, and let's grow the channel together. Today I'm in Wolverhampton or in Cosford in the West Midlands at the Royal Air Force Museum, where I'm showing you the heritage of the Royal Air Force of the United Kingdom. All the aircraft which have been used by the Royal Air Force, those which have been retired, are well kept here. So the aircraft you'll be seeing in here or in this series are planes or aircraft which has been used and owned by the Royal Air Force. So in here now, as you can see, the plane we are looking at was used in the First World War, and this thing was in use from 1916 to 1918. That thing for you could go up in the air for 6.2 kilometers above the ground, and it would go or fly at 180 kilometers per hour, 1916 to 1918. This one as well, 1916 to 1918, also used by the Royal Air Force, used in the First World War. As we might be aware, the First World War was between 1914 to 1919, to 1918. So this was used as a combat aircraft, 1916 to 1918. That's when the First World War ended. So as you can see, this thing is not a toy, but more than 100 years ago, this is what those guys in the Air Force were flying, going into combat, going into battle with this type of machine. And that one suspended there, another machine which would fly and go into combat. Amazing. Look at that metallic thing, silver, shining. Wow. Look at that. Now things have moved. We are now in the 1930s. We've now moved from the First World War, which was around, which ended in 1918. But now the machine you are seeing here is the evolution of the jet fighters. So this is now in the 1930s. And as you can see, the engine is a bit more modern. Even the shape has changed. But the wing type is still almost the same. This was a Hawker hat trainer. Which is suspended there, the yellow one. That one which is suspended, it was used for training. It was active from 1933 to 1941, meaning that it saw part of the truce between the First World War and the Second World War. Because the Second World War started in 1939. And this one, the silver one, you can see there, was active from 1935 to 1943. It means this one saw the Second World War. So it's all well kept here, the heritage of the Royal Air Force. Another machine there. Check. If you compare now with the modern aircraft, you can imagine this thing was not used for passenger flight. It was a battle aircraft. And if you compare with what we have today, it is marvelous. So the Royal Air Force is looking after its heritage. This was called the Gloucester Gladiator. This thing, 1937 to 1944. Top speed of 253 miles per hour, or about 407 kilometers per hour. The height, maximum height was 4.4 kilometers up in the air, or 14,500 feet. The maximum altitude it could go was 10.58 meters, which is 10 kilometers up in the air. You can see now, from what you have been seeing from the old ones there, which could go 6 kilometers, this has now gone 4 kilometers more because technology had moved or had advanced. You can even see the engine, the size, even the landing gear there. But this was a battle aircraft which was in use. This thing you are looking at, it's not a replica, it's the real thing. The Gloucester Gladiator Mk1 was in use 1937 to 1944. Marvelous. Maybe this is how the person who flew the aircraft looked like. Probably. You can see the cockpit there. More modern, but this thing is not a toy. It flew. That's another one there. See the engine. It's now 3-blade. This one is a Daimler-Benz engine, you can see there, which powered this machine. Powered by Mercedes-Benz engine. Things are improving and things are changing. This is a Messerschmitt, Germany name. No wonder why there is that relationship with the Mercedes-Benz engine. During the Battle of Britain, this thing was used. 1942 to 1945. This thing was in the thick of things during the Second World War. It was a single-seat fighter, only one person would sit in there, single-seat fighter. Top speed of 385 miles per hour or 619 kilometers per hour. Maximum altitude of 10.972 meters, which is 10 kilometers in the air or 36,000 feet in the air. So there you are, a German-made machine which saw the battle which was used in the Second World War. It survived the war. Now it's sitting in the museum. It is now retired. But 100 years ago, this thing, guys, was in use. If you can see the swastika, the German swastika there. Hitler's sign, because history tells us that Hitler was defeated. That's the swastika sign. German-made thing. Another machine there. This is how they used to dress then, the pilots who used to operate these things. So this is the cockpit of a Spitfire. So this is where the pilot will sit and operate the aircraft. That's the cockpit of the Spitfire. This is a model here. Spitfire cockpit. So that's the Spitfire you can see over there. Here. Three-blade engine. Supermarine Spitfire. 1938 to 1941. That's when this thing was used. This is not a toy. Like I'm telling you, this is where all the retired aircraft which were used by the Royal Air Force are now retired and kept. That's where the Air Force heritage is well looked after. So that's the Spitfire, guys. You can see now even the painting is now taking military colors. This is 1938 to 1941. The World War II started in 1939 to 1945, meaning that this thing was used during the Second World War, and it was not brought down, and we have it now here. As much as we are not there during the Second World War, but the good thing is the heritage is well preserved here at the Royal Air Force Museum at Cosford, between Wolverhampton and Telford in the West Midlands of the United Kingdom. That's the Spitfire. Sometimes we see these on movies. Or on history channels when they are being used. But as you can see now, the modernity aspect is coming in place. So that's the Spitfire cockpit there. The real machine, not a replica or a toy, but the real machine which once flew in the air and being used in battle more than 100 years ago. Amazing. Thank you to the Royal Air Force for making sure that these machines are well looked after, though retired, but we can visit yesteryear. That's the tail of the Spitfire. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of the First and Second World War Spitfires, which were used then in battle and now retired, now being kept at the Royal Air Force Museum at Cosford. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share, and let's grow the channel together. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you.